study, study, study. You can't put enough hours in to study for those exams.
The more work that you do up front early in the semester, the better off you'll be.
It's really, truly a preparation from day one.
Be very diligent about staying on top of things.
Don't wait until the last minute.
Don't think, okay, it's the middle of November, maybe I should start getting prepared.
The best way is, I think, by creating outlines.
Once a week, I would take my notes and go through and find what the professor had highlighted about in each case.
By the time you're done, creating this massive outline,
You really want to start working on your outlines very early on.
you know the content pretty well.
And make sure that you write your own outlines. I know it's very tempting because of all the outline banks that go around to go ahead and use someone else's or use a 2L or 3L's outline for a class, but you want to make sure you've got your own information and your own notes into that outline.
The best gauge of success is really how thorough your outline is, how comfortable you are with it, and how familiar you are with it.
And I think it's a pretty effective way of studying for finals.
Because you can also save those outlines for your bar review when you graduate and you're studying for the bar, since most of the bar topics are first-year topics.
Get a good study group together if you can, and if not, talk to the school and see how they can assist you with it.
I always did best in groups. I had a really close friend. The two of us sat together. That was all I needed, was just one-on-one. But you have to figure out what works best for you. If you work better by yourself, I would suggest studying by yourself. But I think the best advice is know thyself, know how you're going to learn, and then study that way.
You'll figure out how you'll remember things and how you're going to stay engaged during studying as you try out these different things.
Try to block out all of your classmates and the things that they're doing, and try to just focus on what you know has been successful for you in undergrad and in your past educational experiences.
You have to find your own method of what works for you. That could be finding a study group, finding one or two classmates that you feel in sync with. But if you feel like you want to study on your own because that works best for you, there's nothing wrong with that either.
Look at horn books, secondary source materials, particularly on Westlaw. There's a great advantage to looking at secondary source materials, topical materials specific to classes.
Go and talk to your professors, find out what their style is.
Knocking on professor doors and getting very involved with professors and letting them be aware and know who you are and represent yourself in class.
Talk to 3Ls or 2Ls that also had that professor of what their finals were like, so that you can anticipate what might be on the exam and what their writing requirements are for it.
Go to the library and see if your professor has put any previous exams on reserve. Because if they have, you get a sense for the types of questions they ask, but also you get a feel for how does it feel to take a 3-hour exam.
Practice. Write as many essays as you can, do it all through the semester, get comfortable with writing. The more you write, the better you'll feel, the more prepared you'll be in the examination room. And oftentimes professors are more than happy to look through an exam answer and give their feedback.